Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Ninja Joe Plays Minecraft here on my single player world survival colony. Thanks so much for coming back and checking out another episode, or if this is your first time here, thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you will like and subscribe and do all that cool video stuff. Last episode, you may recall, we built a slime farm right in the middle of our colony, and it was a mammoth project, a big double chunk building. There it is coming into render distance now. And I want to show you guys a little bit of something that I did between episodes just to kind of button this project up. You may recall this little entryway that we made down into the bowels of the farm. I have since given it an overhaul. It is no longer just a little cave. It's actually got some decor that is very similar to what I've been doing in the rest of the colony. And we also have now a proper storage system for all the slime coming in to this farm. As a matter of fact, you can see it lighting up there. There's some slimes coming in. It lights up when they come in. And the way that this works, it's a pretty standard kind of silo system. When this chest is full, this light will be on, so as these start to fill up, the lights will start to go on, and when this one finally fills up, it'll come over here and start filling up this side. So yeah, nothing too crazy, just kind of a nice little storage room. And I put this little glass barricade here so I don't easily fall down there and visit the slimes. We don't want to visit the slimes. So one other thing I got up to between episodes was I went and did a little end busting, an activity that I very rarely show on camera because I find it to be one of the more boring things to watch in Minecraft. Ow. I just ran into my shulkers. Oh, well, I put these up here to show you all the things I got on my little end busting, right? And now I've run my face right into them. Good job. So this is what we've got. Accidentally collected this stuff. This is all the end rods I got. I really wanted to get a lot of end rods, so I think I did good there. 5 and a bit stacks. This is the really good stuff. 2 elytras, 2 dragon heads, diamonds, a bunch of gold, a bunch of emeralds, surprisingly, and right here, a stack and a quarter of shulker shells. So that will make me happy. I think the last end busting trip that I did, I came back with enough to make, I think, 8 or 9 shulker boxes, so like 18 shells. So we did much better this time. It's far easier to do end busting when you already have elytra. And we got a bunch of diamond gear, of course. I kept all of this stuff, and we'll see what we do with it. Some stuff is really nice. Like, look at these boots. Depth Strider 3, Protection 4, Mending. That's great. Good stuff there. That's the treasure box. And then this is kind of the, yeah, okay, whatever kind of stuff. Don't really care about that. But, you know, I had the room to bring it back, so I brought it back. And then this is kind of the junk chest. So iron tools that are enchanted, iron armor, etc. I guess a couple of decent things in here. Better for like 4. Those aren't bad boots, but they are iron. And then this box, I separated out some of the diamond gear that I brought back that has cursive binding on it or cursive vanishing. And these, I'm just going to take these to a grindstone and pull the enchantments off of them, re-enchant them as something else. Oh, there's some iron in here too, it's not just diamond. So anyway, that's all the stuff I got. I thought it was a pretty good haul, especially this. This is what I really went for. And then having some backup elytra is also always a good thing. So guys, one of the things I want to work on today has to do with our base overall, our colony. I've got to a comfortable place now where I feel like I'm not rushing to get certain farms complete, so that we're just struggling for supplies, you know, mainly iron and slime. You know, those are 2 key components of most farms. So I feel like now, I mean, obviously there's more farms we want to make, and there's plenty of builds that we want to do, but I think I'm to the point where I need to revisit my planning. If you remember, quite a number of episodes ago, we kind of took a map of this whole area and we kind of doodled all over it, talking about different ideas and things like that. And we've had some... Oh, hello, kitty. Meow. Anyway, we've had some new builds come into place since then. Like, for example, this little slime tower. Is it a tower? I guess it's a tower. Slime tower, and our little, almost called it a pickle farm. It's not a pickle farm, it's a cactus farm. A little cactus farm over there. So, and I believe even that building, the trading hall thing, was definitely not around when we did that planning. So I'm kind of feeling like I want to pick an area that is going to be very central to a lot of the farms around, so that maybe if I'm nearby enough, they'll run. I'm kind of thinking about this area right here, and then surrounding it with farms kind of in all directions. And yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear away some trees and put down maybe a little bit of dirt to kind of plan out a little spot for us to have a planning area. Oh my god, it's like that old movie Office Space, you know? There's like a sign in that movie that says learn how to plan or something like that. I just realized I'm doing that. Oh jeez. Anyway, it's time to plan. Well guys, welcome back. As you can see, I have built a little platform in the sky. This is really going to help me out with a little bit of observation and checking things out. And also, we have built a new little platform. I was talking before about that old movie Office Space where there's this background, I think it's a marker board or something, and it says on it, planning to plan. You know, it's like this whole over-planning kind of crazy idea. So I think we're gonna call this the planning to plan platform, because that's kind of what I built it for. This is temporary. This isn't gonna stay around forever, but I needed sort of a safe area over here to kind of work, because this entire foresty, jungly place at night, it's just creeper town. It's so full of creepers and all kinds of baddies. So I've got myself a nice little lit platform here to kind of work from, place I could put shulkers and sleep. And also I built a little planning to plan project board. Oh boy, a PPPB? What is that? Is that like a PB&J? No. Anyway, so I just wanted to put up a bunch of signs, just get out of my head all these things that are kind of bothering me about, you know, stuff I need to kind of do and want to do. And I'm never really good at prioritizing stuff unless I can lay it all out in front of me and kind of say, yes, this is the thing. Well, not tree farm. That's not the thing. But anyway, you get the idea. It's just sort of a process for me to decide what to do next. You know, what is the best course of action? I'm sure some of you would say, finish that stupid thing, and I'm getting to it. Look, you can see I've been working on it. It's further along. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of stuff up here. We'll just take a quick look at some of them. We don't need to go in detail about all of them, but so this is what I was talking about earlier. These kind of things that I have under survey of planning. I want to kind of figure out where I want at least these two things. This is not really a physical plan. This is more of a automation and interconnect. So one thing I want to do with my base is we're going to have a bunch of farms around that are going to totally lag out everything, of course. But, you know, hey, it's single player. We can do it. We're not hurting anybody else. But I want to want to, wherever I can, I want to interconnect farms. So, like, for example, see, I've got bone meal up here underneath of priority builds and farms. Bone meal, question mark. So there are so many farms that I can make that run off of bone meal. But what I want to do is set up systems where those farms connect to my farm that's producing the bone meal, and I'm not doing something like grabbing bone meal out of this chest and bringing it over here and putting it in this chest. No, we're not doing that. That is going to all be interconnected and automated. And does this farm still need bone meal? Maybe, maybe not. But we're going to design circuits that will say, hey, I have enough bone meal, don't send it to me, send it over here to this other farm that wants and needs bone meal. And so we'll basically have a plan of connection so that I don't have to do maintenance on these farms. I want as little maintenance to do as possible on these farms. So that's this. This is a long-term project. This is something we will touch on, build on, and come back to a bunch of different times. So, but I don't really have an overall, I don't have a starting point yet. So that's why I've put this up here on this sign, I need a starting point for that. And for me, continuation of this is kind of going to be very dependent on this project management area. You know, basically imagine these signs but sort of laid out in more detail. So we're going to have that. We're going to have a list of things we need to do and ways in which we're going to interconnect things, because the thing about doing something like this is very quickly it can get beyond what my brain can hold. Maybe there's other smarty pantses out there that can remember everything, but I can only remember about 3 things at any given time. So I'm really good at laying this stuff out, but I'm not really good at remembering how it works. So anyway, enough about that. I do have this up here, storage system question mark. I kind of feel like I'm going to need one, but this is not really a priority for me right now. But I do want to kind of pick a place for it. I want to designate some real estate somewhere over here. What else do we have? So priority farms and builds, sugarcane, exclamation point. I really need sugarcane. I've not grown any sugarcane since the very beginnings of our little base camp, and I think I'm down to like a stack and a half or something. Ever since I started using rockets, surprisingly, I'm going through all my sugarcane. Wonder why that is. So this whole category is stuff that I've kind of, it's stuff that I've let go. I need to obviously finish it up. I have a bad habit of doing that, so by putting signs up, it'll help me realize, hey, I need to do this. So then the other stuff we have here, I've been really thinking about this. I want to go get some netherite. I've not done that. 1.16's been out for a while now, and I have just not bothered to go get any of that. So that's on my mind, and of course this is on my mind / making me afraid. I need to do this. So this will be pretty soon. I could really go for having some beacons around the base. That'd be nice. And then I have a misc other here if I think of anything that doesn't fit in these categories, and this is one that I don't want to forget about. So anyway, that's the project board. There's quite a bit of things up here. There's a lot to do. I'm not sure what we're going to prioritize over other stuff. I feel like I definitely want to do some planning here, but this is not stuff that's particularly exciting to you guys. This is basically going to be, I'm going to put a bunch of dirt rectangles around, or maybe I'll use something other than dirt so it's easier for you guys to see what my plans are. But we definitely need to at least lay out some real estate for those. So that's coming up. I hear you down there, spider. You can't get me. One other thing I want to show you guys is I took the maps that I had earlier, and I've been laying them out on the floor right here, so we kind of have a map of the base, and these are just first level maps, 1-to-1, so they're pretty detailed. And I don't know, I kind of love this stuff. It's just a lot of fun for me. So here's our base camp. There's the resupply shuttle and our little dock. This is the creeper fart farm here. Of course, this big thing, this is the iron freighter with our iron farm inside. This guy right here, this is the slime farm that we built last episode, right there, that guy. And then we were just talking about the villager breeder colony quarantine area. That's here. And you can actually make out right there a little bit of the minecart track that comes into the colony market. So where we were doing those villager trade setups and things, all that is in this building right here. Let's see, what else do we have? This is the cactus farm. We did a little cactus farm right there. It's funny, it looks like a face. It's like, Arr. Anyway, I figured this map will be kind of useful for things. And yeah. So that's it. We've got the planning to plan platform, the PPP or PPPP? PP. Too many P's. So I think I'm gonna watch these zombies burn up for a couple minutes, and then I think I'm gonna do a little surveying, a little planning, try and get something down to kind of get a feel for some of these things that we need to lay out, and let's just see how far we get. That's kind of my objective for this episode. How much can we get done with the amount of time that we have? Well, hey guys, welcome back. I no sooner started getting into the planning of the planning business plan than I realized, oh my gosh, I am running so low on rockets. I mean, you can see here I've got 8. I think back at the supply shuttle, I probably have maybe half a stack or so, but I'm running so low. And then so I went and I checked my sugarcane supplies back at the supply shuttle, and I had almost none. I was running out, and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't even have enough rockets to kind of fly around and do the planning and look at things from up high and all that stuff. So what did I do? I built this. Kind of like just threw a farm into this episode. Ouch. That was a good flight, wasn't it? So this farm is a sugarcane farm. Probably something I should have made, I don't know, ages ago, episodes ago, and I never really did, because early on I was manually farming sugarcane. I had sort of, I don't know, maybe 10 stacks of it, and I thought, oh, I'm fine. Not realizing, now that I have Elytra, I'm really starting to go through this stuff. So, I said recently I haven't done much with flying machines, so I really wanted to do one of these flying machine sugarcane farms. I've never built one like this before, and so I watched like a bunch of Mumbo Jumbo videos, and I watched like a bunch of Nimbom videos, and a couple Ilmango videos, and sort of cobbled this together. One of the things that I really wanted is a totally hands-off sugarcane farm. I don't want to have to come over here and do anything. This should be 100% automated. I don't even want to have to flip a switch to turn it on. I want it just running all the time. And when I say running, I don't mean like the flying machine going back and forth. I mean, I want it to take care of itself. But the danger with flying machines is if it's running all the time, like I never know, is it flying across here and I happen to be headed out, say, to the Guardian farm or something, and this chunk unloads, and the flying machine hits an unloaded chunk, it will break. So basically what I've done here, let me turn on chunk borders, which is F3 and G if you don't know that trick. Basically, I have designed this so that the flying machine and the sugarcane are all within one chunk border, including these little stations right here. These are the things that start the flying machine, and there's another one over there that catches it and sends it back. So all of the redstone, everything about this farm that matters is inside of this one chunk border, including all of this circuitry. You can see here it's right along the edge of the chunk border, but it fits inside that chunk. So if I'm flying to or from the base and this thing happens to be harvesting sugarcane at that moment, we should be okay. Now, one thing I don't know, and we'll find out, is if the flying machine happens to be flying halfway across here, say it's like right here, at the moment that I leave the chunk, will it break? That I don't know. I suspect that it will. So this is kind of an experiment. We'll see if it breaks. I think by keeping it in one chunk, I think we have avoided quite a few problems, but it still could maybe be a problem if it's flying while this chunk unloads. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. But anyway, just to show you guys what it's like, I'm gonna set it off here. This little observer, this is basically the trigger when this one grows full, and it's pretty close to it. I'm just gonna pop one on here. The flying machine will trigger and go. So, ba-doop, ba-ba-ba-boom, and there it goes, going across. Plop, plop, plop. Watch over there. Pop, 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 pop. So one of the things about this flying machine, obviously it's got two different layers to it, and there was this wasted space right here. I thought, well, let me put some sugarcane in there. So I've got a few pistons just for that sugarcane, and we have a similar spot over here on the other side. There's a bunch of sugarcane right there that the flying machine doesn't hit. So we just have a couple of pistons around, and what's happening right now underneath, the minecart is going around collecting everything. So there's some left right there. Should get those in just a second. I can hear it. Can you guys hear the minecart going? Get them. Get them. Is it not getting them? Oh, you know what? It can't get those. Those are on top of those slabs. We need to take these slabs away. It won't pick those up. And that one, I think I know what the problem is with that one as well. Let's go down and have a look here. So, because I'm trying to keep this thing totally contained within one chunk, the minecart is turning around right on this edge, and when... Let me find a place where I can show you guys this. Let's grab some blocks here. What can happen, so we'll get a little bit of loss out of this. Right here, if there's a sugarcane on this corner right here, above there, it won't pick it up because the minecart sort of goes around this way and it misses these corners. So we'll get a little bit of loss off of that, but it's not, I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too much. But those slabs I put in up there, that's a problem. We'll take care of those. So yeah, this farm I think will be super useful for me. I definitely need all the paper that I'm gonna get out of this. And so this is what we've got. I think it's only run twice, and this is how much sugarcane we've got off of it from two, I guess, mostly full harvest. So it's pretty good. It's efficient enough. It's big enough for what I'm doing. I think it will definitely serve my needs. But like I said earlier, we'll see if it breaks. If I happen to be flying away and the flying machine is mid-stride, will it break? I don't know. Probably. Somebody out there knows the answers to this question, but we'll find out on our own. Obviously there's no decorative build to this yet. I guess maybe next episode I'll come around and put a building over this so it's not just a farm sitting next to a lake. We don't want that. But let me show you guys the other stuff that I've been up to now that I've solved my rocket problem. Alright guys, so here we are. We're on the little glass platform I put up above the bay where we can get a good look at things. So we were just a moment ago right down there. That's the sugarcane farm. And earlier in this episode you saw us build the PPP, the Planning to Plan Pavilion. Pavilion? No, platform. Planning to Plan Platform. That's it right there. And you can see here I kind of took some wool and just sort of went this way and made a big box. I kind of really like where I put the pavilion, and I thought, oh man, you know, it's a great piece of real estate because when you're standing like right here, you can really kind of see some cool stuff. So I thought, you know what, let's just extend this idea inland and make this sort of my project management zone slash building where we're going to sort of lay out a bunch of stuff, where we're going to spend a lot of time, or at least I will, maybe on camera, maybe off camera, laying out different ideas and having things like our punch lists and project boards and things like that. Because one thing, like I talked about earlier, I definitely want to make my base an automated base. So it's going to get pretty complicated pretty quickly, and we're just sort of on the verge. You know, we're like at the top of that roller coaster hill, and we're just about to go down the other end, and we're gonna have so much stuff to do. So it's good for me to kind of get some planning ideas down now. And obviously I've just put a big rectangle here. I've not even thought about what I want this build to look like. I've got some practical needs, but I definitely don't want it to just be like in the sky or anything like that. So the other thing I have over here, you can see I've got like this yellow box over here, is I started thinking about how I want to treat storage and items in this world. And I think the typical thing that so many people have done before is maybe something like, you know, a big storage system that's all redstone-y and automatic sorting and all of this kind of stuff. And while I may end up with something like that, that's not really, I don't want that to be sort of my main focus. I really want to concentrate on the automation aspect and the interconnectivity of different farms that are in this space. Oh man, I'm really excited about this. I know there's not much to look at yet, but I think in the end it's gonna be pretty cool. And I'm kind of just liking, you know, sort of this sort of sprawling. You can start to see where there's gonna maybe be some buildings, and it's not super organized, like there's no planned grid system or something, but the buildings are gonna kind of just grow organically. And you know, there'll be weird gaps where maybe I could fill it in with a little workshop or a little farm or maybe a couple of villagers or something like that. Yeah, I think this is going to turn out good. Well guys, I hope all that sounds exciting to you. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I am super excited, and I'm glad I got a new farm built this episode. That was sorely needed. That I keep wanting to call it a paper farm, which is mainly what I need out of it, but it's a sugarcane farm. So I'm super happy we got that done, and I'm super happy we're starting to get our long-term plans in order. This is going to be so much fun. If you like automation and redstone, you're definitely gonna like some of the things I'm doing. It's going to be a little unorthodox. I am not a redstone expert, but we'll make it work. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, I hope you'll hit that button, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll do that as well. We've got lots more fun stuff coming down the pipeline. Thanks so much, guys. See you in the next one.